go live on it, refresh it, all that stuff, just to go live on YouTube. All right, there we go. And the right category and everything. Cool. And muted high. That lets me know, there was a test is what it was. It lets me know that you were actually paying attention to the stream and you weren't just watching colors. Yep, that's what it was. I'm going to stick with that story. I'm here for the lonely. Hey, welcome back to the stream. Glad to have you here. We're going to do, we're going to be just working on some more of this. More of the cliffs, which I got a good bit done last night. I'm still really super happy with this little walk-in thing. I don't think you were here for this part, Dino. I'm pretty happy with it. I think I got all the dirt that kept popping up around here. And we're slowly lighting things up. I might, like, add stairs here and there. Like, let me show my bar. We could do... Looking good? Yeah. We can do something like this. Here and there, add a stair, just for the sake of some variance. And, of course, we'll get, like, some moss carpet. Yeah, something like that. Just to make it look kind of messy. We could do like buttons and all this stuff. Yeah, I think that came out really good. It looks kind of natural. And then we have these cliffs, which I'm slowly just kind of making messier as we go along. This is the basic idea I have for stairs. I think that works. It looks kind of ramshackle and aged, but still holding up. We have another one over here that kind of comes out and then back into itself a little bit. So it's not something I'm expecting a lot of people to use on the SMP, but it makes sense that like this is like if I had a bunch of villagers here or something, this is what they would use. Oh, I didn't even like intentionally make this. Let me add an andesite slab there. How does that look? Or even a stone slab. Yeah, make it look like that was kind of built in on purpose, like maybe carved out a little bit. It was unintentional, but I'll rock that. I put just leaves right there, how would that look? Eh. Yeah. A lot of progress? Yeah. Yeah, I kind of went hard on it. I did take a break, played some Helldivers with a friend, and then, sorry, Helldivers 2 with a friend, and then came back at it. I've been getting a bit more comfortable at using the noise painter up here for some of the foliage. And I sat on it, I gave it some time, and I think... something updated here. I think what I did here, like these grassy, like, rocks that are coming here, I might just extend that all throughout here. You guys can't see a cursor. All throughout here. And throughout here, just to make this look into, like, a rocky... overgrown area that no one's really doing anything up here. It's just kind of there, and you know, why would you go there? I might put some like bigger stones here. Yeah, and before it gets back down here, everything's a bit more tilled, and you know, this is where people actually live and interact. We might copy it over here as well, because I don't exactly know what I'm gonna put here. I could put another house. Like, we've definitely got the space for that, but I'm not 100% sure. I might have enough buildings. I might want to do more. I'm not 100% down either way. Like, I'm not sold either way. So we'll kind of see what happens there. Yeah. So where are we at? We're came over here. I blended this up. You can see I pulled this up here along the houses on either side. I haven't done much here. But for what we're doing up here, I might end up dropping that here. Just make this rocky and overgrown with leaves and the whatnot. Yeah. So I guess we wrap this cliff here. And I kind of like having the river here. I don't mind this because this goes here and it does stop on the SMP. It does stop and this just goes straight down for a while. Not quite to bedrock, but pretty deep. And then it goes out, and there's a whole, like, mine shaft in there that I can... That's how I got some of my earliest resources. I need to do that right quick, though. A moment. Hey, do you know, since you're in chat, do you know, is there a way to select, like, all of my blocks and just trigger a block update? I have a lot of blocks like this, which are, like, not survival-friendly placed. And, like, I know the moment I update this block, all of these are going to fall. So I'd like to be able to just trigger that in one go, see all the holes. Or, no, I don't need to do that at all, actually. What I could do is a mask. That would work. So we do tool mask. Okay, so how would this work? Make a big box and then do trigger updates. I'll remember that. But for this, because I was just going to, like, and see where the holes appeared, but instead of that, why don't we do tool mask? And I can just paint moss, because that's an easy, cheap block for me to get en masse. And I can just paint moss underneath every single one of these. That should have no effect on anything and is easy enough for me to get in bulk. So is it block equals matches the block above the target position? Do and? Block equals air? No. And block equals above equals. Okay, so I was on that. And then if I wanted to paint moss, do I do... Well, wouldn't block equal moss then if I wanted to do, like, moss underneath azalea? And this would need to be up below, right? The block I want to paint is... Oh, is it? Well... Is there a way to do both where it's air and possibly like air and stone? Is it smart enough to do that? So if I do air and I do block equals, like do block twice? Like this? Would that do the same thing? And then I just make this moss. No. So... it would be block equals... it wouldn't be like this? I guess not. No. Just do one by one? Okay. Ah. Well, let's see. How's this? Alright, so that kind of did what I needed it to do either way. Some areas like this, I'm just going to have to, like, deal with it. Cool. So then what we can do, since we have the tool mask up, I can do this, and I can just crank that radius and just paint. Paint to one block. Okay. I guess I didn't have as many as I thought. I can barely see. Okay. So I guess let's do that. And if I do above... oh, no. I need to do below stone. Painted 128 blocks. That did a bit more. Okay. And 19 blocks. Okay. Now what I should be able to do, and I do know I'm gonna get a hole right there. Is this. And what is it? So I select this one big, and then is it just an operation? Trigger updates. I'm not gonna lie, because of the selection box, I thought I lost all my water somehow. Updated 879 blocks. Oh, azaleas can be put on azalea. Okay. Oh, no, that's moss. We'll make that dirty later. Same for over here. That's what this was. This was all azalea at one point, and it kind of just went. All right. Yeah. Yep. Well, that's all gonna get a little painted over, anyways. And oof, I knew there was gonna be a problem. Ah, I see, because these are all azaleas. Okay. I'll have to repaint that. You do have to go. Have a nice. Oh, you have a nice martini waiting for you. Have a good time, man. That sounds great. Should I drink? Oh, that's tempting. But I don't have any of my drink of choice on me. I got some rum in my cupboard. What I wouldn't do for some wild turkey. Should have picked some up. I forgot the last time I was at the shop. All right, we'll come in and we're going to clean that up later, I guess. Or... good luck with the build. Yeah, awesome. Happy to see you here when you ever get back. All right. Cool. Always happy to get that next step done. And we'll come in, we'll dirty that. And yeah, now we know a lot of work right here in front of my house will need to be done. A lot of work right there. That's fine though. And you can see down here, like this all needs to get filled out anyways because mobs will spawn there. So I'm going to have to like probably take this whole section here, drop it down, and we'll just do like I'll drop it down, hollow that out, and then I'll put a new thing. Yeah, you'll see. Did a new nature build and used azalea for some texture, made it look really nice. Ooh, that's awesome. Yeah. Dino, who you just saw in the chat, who just left, he was one. He does some great texturing with Axiom, and he's got one of my favorite textures where you do noise. And what we're going to do is, let's say, some grass, some moss. We will do some, and you're going to see some bamboo. And another bamboo. And I really do like bamboo and grass now. The only reason I'm not doing it in my personal build here is, one, it really wouldn't match the palette. This is a very lush area, and it's just kind of becoming more so as we go along. Two, Dino builds in really big creative builds, and that's kind of the issue I was running into here. This is survival, so I'm like kind of up in it. What works when you're way out here doesn't always work when you're way up close. But yeah, so let's do this, and we're just gonna go ahead and bring our radius back up. And you can see, you start painting this out, and you get these really cool, like, especially from back here, you get these really cool shapes, and everything kind of blends pretty well with it. I would say, and if you actually take, right now we're on a Simplex, a Veroni, Worley might be it. Dino FBX, who was just there. Actually, you should definitely, if you want some great creative building, I would say go shout out, just hit up the follow on him.
Shout out to Dino_FVX.
He'll be, he's definitely worth a follow because he's great. He's got some fantastic builds. He was in that, I forget. Are you the one who plays on Bedrock? I had a couple of new people from YouTube yesterday, and I didn't remember everyone. Yeah, we can make this more lush just by increasing the moss. And then you can see here, this is pretty much a shape we're going to get. You can increase the number of octaves, or like, I don't 100% know like what all of these do, but we're getting. You can always have a play around. But even with Simplex right here, I think this is going to look really good. Yeah. And you see up close, it looks a bit messy. It's kind of a lot. You're the one who plays her. Okay, yeah. So Dino was in a competition using Axiom just the other week and scored pretty well on it too. You're going to go follow him? Awesome. But yeah, this is kind of what I did here. I just used a far more lush texture. When I go to do the paths themselves, I'm excited to try something that I think is going to be unique to me, which is using leaves. You can see the moss block here, and we can use leaves here. All right, not like that, but like here. And instead of the dirt there, you cover that with moss and other green blocks. And you put the leaves down, and they kind of give it like a almost a clover look. If I could, if it was survival possible, I would probably I would have gone as far as, so here we could do a, where is it? No updates allows me to, nope, not no updates. Force place allows me to kind of like make illegal, I would do something like this if I could. To kind of give it this clover look. I think that'll look really good in grass as you're kind of just walking by. And I'm excited to put that into play. I had to take that off. But yeah. Yeah, Dino, he's part of a little community like that I've been stumbling into that is like really taking my building up to a new level. I have got to light this up somehow. This is so dark. The reason this is so dark is because of this. And if you look, you can see these patches of light here. That's actually not a block that I'm using. There's no light source blocks here. That's literally, I punched a hole straight through the trees. You can see every once in a while, I punched a hole straight through. to brighten it up. Like if I wanted to put a light source right here, we would do this. That's a huge difference, but I can't like have a big gaping hole there. That's gonna be so tough for me to make look lit up. Oh, you'll have to check that out. Usually use leaves for bushes. Yeah. I'm also going to be doing that as well, as we see up here. Enough talking about it, Maze. Let's get to it. So I believe we were enjoying the cone for rocks. Just crank the noise radius. Bring way down our radius though. So is it bad things with big custom trees? Yeah. Well, especially this one, since I have it. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. It took a lot of work. I'm very happy with the work I put into it. It's just I'm already better than I was. So I'm already, all I see is like a lot of what I did wrong with it. It just means that the next time I build a big custom tree, I got to do better. That's not working out. Let's see. Let's go back to cube, especially with how big this is going to be. Noisiness. Smoothing strength. Three. All right, let's see what fun shapes I can get out of this. Come on. Okay, that's a little closer to what we're looking for. You do that a lot, and it's good you're improving? Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I think it's just a sign that, you know, there's still room to grow, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's fine that it's cracking in down there. Maybe bring the height down to 9. Maybe this is where we change. The caps are going to get me. Not a lot. All right, so maybe here we try our other trick where we do meta ball. Yeah, so like I did say it last night, I don't really have like a clear vision of like, this is what I want these cliffs to look like. I just want them to look interesting, which is why I'm toying so much with things like this. Like, that's not bad, but this is a lot smoother, and I don't feel like going in and dirtying that up right now. But I don't think a big rock here, like this right here, that was pretty interesting. You really like the tree since you're still learning to make good ones? Well, thank you. Yeah. The big reason I'm so like against the tree is simply because I've broken into. So I know Minecraft YouTube is kind of like a big iceberg. You get the Dream SMP and the Hermitcraft level up here, and depending on where you start like peeling out from, it either gets far more weird and degenerate for the Dream SMP stuff. Hermitcraft kind of filters into like a few categories of like super cozy, comfy let's plays. Like there's a lot of modded series out there that's similar to the Cottagecore world, the Cottage World mod pack that I'm going to be putting a video out for next week if, you know, I don't die. And then you get into builders, and like Hermitcraft and them, they have fantastic, wonderful, amazing builders, but they'll be the first to admit they're not the best. And oh man, some of the builders I've seen out there. I wasn't expecting this, but actually, I don't hate that. That was completely by accident. Yeah. So I've been getting more into the scene with other builders, and I'm like, oh boy. Oh, I was not expecting how much I like that. That's actually, I'm going to keep that. That is going to stay, especially since we're going to be doing this throughout this whole thing. The only thing I'm going to change, no. That rocks. Hermitcraft is mainly building. Warm Panda, hey, welcome back. Welcome to have you here. DSMP is like, yeah, it's like a degenerate RP. Hermitcraft's got a little bit of everything, but yeah, it's like they're fantastic and wonderful builders. I would never say otherwise. But I've seen who the best are, and like, you'll never really know because they don't put themselves out there. How you doing, Warm Panda? We're just back making this cliffside. Oh, and working on doing that now. Yeah, I don't hate that. I don't hate this at all. And then what if I change what you are from a sphere to super sphere? No. Kind of. I don't like these two mounts, so we'd have to like, so if we do this, and we could take, distort like a smooth maybe, and just smooth these two out towards each other. If not that, what about a distort on top of each other? No, that kind of just shuffles. I liked what was happening here with smooth, but let's lower the radius. I'm gonna make sure I'm only selecting this, and then let's distort down here on this side. That's a bit more interesting. Okay. Sculpt's going to take too much out. Alright. And I think worst case what we might do is like these two peaks here, I think that might be a little too tall. But I can't flatten it out without it looking weird. See what happens if I go ahead and use the noise painter. Let's get our palette set up. I really ought to make a... I need to make a preset already. Let's do that real quick too. Great. So our palette is tough, rad, right on, fantastic. I don't know where my brain went with that word. Monk, moss. Again, typing. Can I go 3 for 3, or can I actually type correctly? Probably mossy stuff. And then what else? For up here, that's kind of it for now. I think. I mean, I can throw andesite in there or stone. All we're going to do is just randomize the seeds so we can patch in these holes here. How's that? Looks good. Thank you. All right. I think we are going to go back and just re-noise paint this in a second. One thing I want to make sure we do noise painter, and actually let's go ahead and add the leaves. Since it's going to be sitting on top, we're going to go ahead and add our oak and spruce leaves to the tippity top. And we're also going to turn off surface so we actually paint into this a little bit. There we go. That's not that bad. Now we need to go in and just manually mess this up. I do really like how it came over here. And then I just really need to like do something here. What if we tried to distort, bring that down, but we're going to need to scale up pretty high. That worked out really well right there. That worked out really well. Let's see if we can't do something. That didn't do nothing. Flat surfaces. Ooh, almost. Flat surfaces. It doesn't seem to handle well. This is hollow on the inside. So, you know, roughen maybe? What we might end up doing here is another shape. Obviously, we can't have like a big circle there. That would look super weird. But what if we had the cliff coming up like this, maybe? I'd at least add a little bit of definition. If the cliff was coming up here, and then we could do a much smaller one. Much smaller one. Range. We need to come down up here. Let's see. I think that's fine. And then this is going to end up being painted with the same theme there. So that's fine. And I'm going to bring this back down. And we're going to kind of have the cliff come up a bit here. I think that'd be a little interesting. All right, hey, welcome back, Dino. Hey, Nixon. Welcome to the stream. How you doing today? We be doing some custom terraining right now. I am just kind of messing up these cliff sides so they're not super clean. I think that's an interesting shape and doesn't look bad. Welcome back, Black Knight. I haven't seen you in a while. It's been a bit. Super Sphere and boy, I just love Metaball. It is my all-time favorite. Ames, welcome in. I saw that you had streamed color. I feel bad because I'm trying to find my steady schedule. I might move to like Fridays or something, like start streaming on Wednesday and ending on Fridays. I can't stream too often. I need time to like record and everything. But how's color stream going? Wednesday to Friday sounds good. Yep. Okay, let's go ahead and remove the leaves for these two. I wish there was a way to like press a button and get this back to like something cohesive. It has. You haven't been feeling very well. That's nothing to burden chat with. Well, I do hope you're feeling better, Black Knight. If not, you feel better soon. Why do you feel bad? I missed it. Oh, that I missed, that I'm not able to stream, like, I'm not able to watch color stream. Yeah. Just that. It feels bad that I can't watch color stream. I like watching color. He's interesting and entertaining. Yeah. for you guys who don't know, Ames is in the Artisan Collective SMP, which is what I'm building these cliffs for. I don't think you were here last night, Ames, for very long at least. I've gotten a lot of work done. So let me go through the... Oh, is all of us streaming it's normal? Yeah, that too. Up, up, and away. Make you scrub every day. Sleepo peepo. Yeah. So this is my base on the Artisan Collective SMP minus my current light spam, which is floating everywhere and terrible. It's very much a distraction. So I was like, all right, I need to light it up. So before I was going to light it up, the decision was, how do I texture it? How am I going to make all my grass look pretty and interesting and unique? And then Dina was like, well, what about terraforming? And that led me down the rabbit hole where I made all of these very clean cliff sides and it looks like a big mini golf course. And I started terraforming here. Light it up like it's dynamite. I started terraforming here. It's funny you should mention dynamite. I might be breaking. I need to make sure I'm online like nobody else is online when I do that. I have like racked my brain and I might just be blowing up underneath my base. The different leaves together? Yeah. So it's oak leaves for the brighter part, spruce for the darker, for the shadows. And you can see, you never do that? You need to start. But, and you see I'm adding in like fence gates and trap doors to simulate maybe like some sticks that are overhanging everything. Because spruce trap doors are good for everything. You can see I kind of started a little simple here because I was learning. I got a lot more complex with my gradient here, and I was getting to a point where it was getting to be very busy. So I've slowly been like simplifying it, and I think it looks a lot better. You can see more splotches of color rather than just a big mess. Like here's kind of messy. Love this on the inside. Looks really good. Thank you. Yeah. And I'm lighting everything up. You can see that the especially out here, because it's wet, the river's here, it makes sense that I just glow like and spam. That worked out really well. This is what I'm really proud of, is you can come over here and walk underneath. This doesn't exist yet. So this was a custom me build. And I got this little like floating area. And I want to see if I can't add a few more things like this. I think this works really well. The only downside, and it's only because I'm the one building it and I'm getting more familiar with these tools. So good with my base lore, thank you. Is one of my favorite things, and Ames has seen this. I've shown it to a couple of people. But you do cuboid. We'll bring this back up to like 15. And you make it really noisy. You want to make sure you have some smoothing strength and some meld strength. And, oh, because I have a selection. And you can get these really... I think my meld strength's a little high. No. Well, when it wants to work, you can end up getting really interesting shapes. For your rocks. And sometimes, rarely, like these, really interesting shapes for your rocks. This is just me clicking the once to make the one rock, which is not really what the tool was designed for. It was more designed for you to do this and make big rocks. But if you wanted like interesting shapes like this, that's what I started doing. Come on. There we go. I still haven't figured out like the perfect settings for it. I really ought to write it down next time I get good ones. But yeah, I really like the shape, and I can now see where I've done it. You can see here, I've done exactly that. You can see it here. It's kind of like the world edit shapes for circles. Once you know what they look like, it kind of breaks the illusion a bit. But if I never told you, I don't think most people would have known. It's what the stream is for. The behind the scenes breaks. It's not just a boulder. It's a rock. Yeah. Yes, you get it. Some of these probably should be the brighter leaves, actually. I'm staring at it. I think this should be... Yeah. My mine stuff while building rocky stuff is just blank. I mean, that's kind of the issue I was running into, like, here, until this very quickly became messy. This was just a stroke of good fortune. I was playing around with shapes Specifically the super sphere with a meta ball. And just kind of letting it, you can see it just kind of like wraps around things in fun ways and makes very interesting shapes. But you got to be careful because you can see like these big peaks of the sphere. I have to figure out what I'm going to do with that to make that not look like that. Like that doesn't look very natural to me. So I got to figure out a way to shave that out. When I focus, you repeat patterns. Yeah, and that's been my biggest issues. I've been overthinking and procrastinating this glyph for about a week and a half. So it's been, Lordy, I think I'm going on my 3rd week without a video because I've been procrastinating these glyphs because I want to get these done in tandem with, I need to get underneath my base done. But once this is done, this is the top shell of my base. So I have that in case I make any mistakes underneath the bloody thing and accidentally blow something up that I'm not supposed to. I'm hollowing out my base underneath. 4 big chunks that are going to be the perimeters of beacons, 4 beacon sizes, are going away. That's going to be quite a lot of space. When did this... I have no idea when that ended up here. You guys are going to see something kind of cool. We're going to shrink that away. Shrink that away. That should all... That's annoying. I don't know when that ended up there. That must have been when I was mass filling some of these areas. Because if you look at this over here, that don't exist. That's all a river. So I'm going to have to take this piece here, copy and paste. That's why we have these extras. Yeah, you can see that I did it over here. That's not too terrible, but that piece there is going to have to get picked up and pulled over to here so I don't go over this river. Oh, across that river is my my neighbor's base. And I don't want to mess that up. Or encroach. I do need to finish vegetation. I need to do the vegetation along this cliffside. I'm moving way too fast. Along this cliffside here. I haven't done that yet. But right now we're working over here, so let's see. Maybe sculpt. Just to sculpt some of this away. We're going to bring this way down. How big one can build on the collective? Time. As long as it's not something using like a ridiculous amount of entities, which would cause lag. I don't think we've... Everything else would just be time, and whether or not somebody else is like living there. So like anything across this river, I would really not want to do too much because then I would be encroaching on someone else's space. But if that were going to be a problem, I would have just moved my base elsewhere. Like I specifically wanted to be near people when I started. Yep, other way around. Invert. That's already a bit more natural. Let's sculpt that out. Yeah. Bring this down and that down. There we go. Neighbor boundaries and entity limits. Pretty much, yeah. Don't lag the entire server. My neighbor's Silent's kind of bad about that right now because he's got a villager breeder that doesn't have an off switch. So whenever we load up his area, it's gnarly. Have to resist the urge to remove every single flat piece of wall. I think I'm going to keep that there. Yeah. And now all we're going to do is we're going to go in. I still don't 100% know how I'm going to blend, because right now all of this kind of just starts. And I haven't figured out how I'm going to blend the cliffside in with the rest of the ground. The urge is real. Yeah. Yeah, because like you see flat and you're like, oh, that's not good. But instead, what we can do is maybe we do the leaves here, and these would be the lighter ones. And if we're going to do that, I can bring a trapdoor here like this, like that. And even a cobblestone And something we don't have yet here is some walls. Walls are almost always a good. Coarse dirt and mossy cobble. Different dirts, that's a good call though. Get some, like, to make it look like the, well, I don't have a lot of dirt here right now. I've kind of been hiding it all. Some rooted dirt maybe. A mix of rooted and coarse dirt, just like right up along the edge here. But at the same time, since people live here, maybe it makes sense that this is a little cleaned up. And like, I just hit it with bone meal, like grass grow there a bit. That might be it. I do like how these stairs came out though. I'm really happy with that. I got to build another one up here and start slowly connecting things. All right. That adds a bit of something. And what we'll do up here is I'm going to take the polished tuff, just to darken that a little bit. Up here, I think we're going to get as dark as the deep slate. Looking through your Spotify songs, after going from the artist to artist, you found a few songs begging to be loaded on your MP3 player when you were little. Lush Cave. Hi, Jebek. Welcome back to the stream. How you doing today? And yeah, I've a band I listen to religiously, and like somehow just haven't listened to in years and years. Quebec. How you doing, Quebec? Jebek's Canadian. Confirmed. The secret's out. Now we know. You live in Canada. Bebek is baby in Turkish. And Jebek always gets auto-corrected to baby in Turkish. I think that's better. What if we even just mix it? That's not that bad. And what we're going to do is that. How about we replace? Nope. No. I occasionally say words in an English accent, but it's almost exclusively when Color's on voice chat with me, and I couldn't tell you why. My brain likes to troll me. Maybe hang some rooted dirt off edges with moss. Oh, that's a good call. Not just the rooted dirt, but the roots. I didn't consider that in some places. Actually, what I want to do is move the moss here. No, I was right the first time. No, I can't right click that, but that's okay. Hanging roots. The new pale garden hanging root? Yeah. Some of that pale garden moss would look great in places like this, but I don't know when we're gonna get it. Like that's kind of the problem. That's not bad, just to get something different there. Still on 1.21.1. Yeah, I think that's what we're on. Mostly we're limited by mods and when they're going to be updated and stable. All right. So rooted dirt I like though. But I want to use it sparingly. Just kind of here and there. Same, you just have 100 optimization mods. Yeah. Have you used any coarse dirt? Not yet. How does that look from? This one over here. So let's drop this. I didn't know I could do like dirt or roots just off wood like that. That's actually pretty nice. I don't have force place on, do I? I don't. All right, that's not that bad. Just little pops of color here and there. Nice. Great idea, Dino. Thank you. One thing we got to do though is shape this. Don't overuse the rude dirt. Yeah, I agree. I think that's about the amount I'm going to use. Just little bits here and there. It kind of just shows up if you're looking for it. Whereas with walls, you can't ever seem to use too many of them. Walls, the goated Minecraft block. See for the tough there. Let's smooth this out a little bit. You see the Building with B-Dubs episode where we talked about walls for a whole hour. It's so fascinating. I have not yet. I'm so far behind on anything hermits. Like I'm not even completely finished with the last live series. And the last time I went to listen to it, it was literally Lizzie's episodes because I know she's like sub 20 minutes for every episode. Still waiting on those darn blue walls or green ones. I agree. Somebody had posted on Reddit like it would. The white wood would be a great time to add in a painted wood. Let us get some pastel colors using that wood and dyes. And I could not agree more. I think that would be absolutely wonderful. We'll do an andesite wall up this whole thing. How's that look? Do that. The pastel colors? Maybe. I don't know. It feels more vanilla to me than archaeology ever did. Like, nothing about archaeology ever felt very vanilla to me. Bundles barely feel it. Dirt relief stairs. Yeah, or even just like slabs for dirt. I would love some, more than new blocks, I would love some parity amongst blocks. Like, we still don't have... I don't have a stone wall. We have andesite walls, but we don't have stone walls. It's not a huge color difference, but you know. Why isn't it there? Like, we know it's not like you're adding a new block. You just take this texture and throw it onto a wall block that can exist. Like, it's a copy paste thing. It's just, it doesn't exist. Smooth stone walls and stairs. Yep. Like, look at that. Literally thinking about it when you're building. Yeah. For slabs, and then not having any of it for the concrete is still wild to me. Like, one of the most ass things that we can get very smooth buildings. To keep adding more stuff without any interconnectedness. Yeah, well, like, and the great point of that is the creaking. Well, we just got 2 new flowers, but they have nothing to do with sniffers. Like, that would have been like, bring the gray moss, and they can use gray moss to get new flowers. That would be what I would have done. There's a flower out there that when it starts to wilt, turns into a skull. And I love them. They're really pretty. And I think it would have been really great to have that flower where at night it turns into a little skull, but in the day it blooms. And you could have gotten it through a sniffer on gray moss. Yeah. See, let's get our andesite back out. Excuse me? They added glow ink sacks instead of just using glow dust for glow item frames. Oh, they did that because the glow squids went and won the mob vote. Yeah. If you really want to hear Maze rant about something, have him rant about the mob vote. Glow squid serve no unique purpose. They cause lag because you can't, you have to light up water. Like, Ames had suggested just, like, flood caves, so we didn't have to light everything up. Like, nope, you're still going to get glow squids. You would have gotten drowned as well, but far less. You would have gotten a lot of glow squids. Then you would have gotten glow squids fighting drowned, and since glow squids always drop items, drowned would have ended up persisting. There's one thing you need to be adding, that's llamas can be controlled. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Let me just make this one big... What would this look like as one big wall? Would that be too repetitive, or would it be kind of nice? It's not that bad. Not that bad. Let's do that. A little extra shape here and there. Not that. Not that. Do that. Okay. Sometimes make them look pretty. Yeah. I have a couple of llamas too, so yeah. There's way too many new blocks and mobs. It's so complicated. I mean, yes and no. It is kind of something of their own creation for sure, but I don't know. I feel like it's a thing that I see with a lot of other games. I've been playing video games a very long time, and a lot of games seem to always have this issue of like they want to add more but not take the time to be like, how does this integrate with what we already have? And it takes time. It's not an easy puzzle. Should be my lord then. Oh, that it should be your lord that you can't type, and that's how you can introduce yourself. It's fine. Autocorrect gets everyone at least 100 times a day. You can have a random wall stick out there. Why not? I don't think I'm going to do too much more to that. I'm kind of liking keeping it simple. That needs to go and... I do have to do a bit more up here, though. This is a bit splotchy. And a bit repetitive right here. Before we do that, oh, so I have an ad break in 3 minutes. I'm about to hit the 1 hour mark. I got to step away for just a minute. Adding some drooping down trees. You're not wrong. That's the frustrating part. I just don't want to make trees. But no, you're not wrong. I do think, I don't know, I wouldn't mind. I've gone back. I would like to get some more cherry trees in here so we can get the cherry blossom effect. But let me run my 3 minutes of ads. Let me go switch my laundry right quick, just so that's done for the night, so I can earn my paycheck. I do get paid to do the chores in my house. And I'm going to be right back. Splotchy the new moist? No, splotchy is a great word. Weirdo. Just realized I was listening to my music real quiet. That's my wife in chat, guys. That's Plum. Ames, just to let you know, I asked her permission before I bought that toy. Finally got a moment to breathe from work. Oh, Plum, my sweet beloved. You don't breathe. But do let me know before you kill me what you think of the cliff. shape, super sphere. One of the ideas I had was just to kind of bring this splotchiness, I guess, like to just bring these shapes throughout here. Like this, and hi Glenn, welcome to the chat. It's been a while. We haven't seen you since I think Thanksgiving. How you doing? We're just here doing some chill building for my Minecraft server and my YouTube channel. Boy, I hope YouTube reacts positively to this, because it's a lot of work. Gonna have the cliffs kind of climb up here. I am really enjoying Super Sphere and this for these shapes. But by doing this, let me get rid of these real quick. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take, you know, I don't even need to do that. These are all touching each other. Take all these birch leaves. I've been working a lot, short hours, but a lot of shifts. That's sucks that it has to happen, but I'm happy you're getting hours. Hours means pay. Okay, increasing range did nothing for me. Shrink, shrink, shrink. This is Maze Plain Shrinkadinks. So we're going to remove all these trees. All right, and then we're going to go back to our shape. Hope everyone is well. Not bad. That's good to hear. I'm happy to hear that. Let's increase range a little bit so I can get a more interesting blend. And what I'm doing here, I'm kind of just filling this with shape, and you guys will see why in the not too distant future. Kind of see how this all just kind of shapes around, and I wanted something really randomized, so I'm happy this is working out. And then from here, we're gonna do our noise pattern. I'm gonna go ahead and add in leaves this time. So oak for the bright leaves, spruce for the dark ones, and we're gonna paint. And what's gonna happen here? We're going to get something that looks very rocky and hard to like navigate, and I think that works out really well to just kind of fill this space up. Might still drop like a hardy tree there, or if I can get really lucky, chat, what I would love to do, and actually I might be able to do it. It might not. I might be able to use a pre-existing asset. So I'm gonna come here. I'm gonna get my stick. The stick is very important because it'll let me load a schematic. And that's going to be this, which is that down there. But I don't know if you'll be able to tell that that's that down here when it's over here. I think I might be able to get, and I can always shape this just a little bit. That top up there just a little bit differently, or shape this one a little bit differently. I don't think that will be too noticeable. If I do this, as just this mystery standing rock. Paste. And honestly, I bet you almost nobody would notice if I didn't tell them. I bet you most people wouldn't notice if I didn't tell them. That's okay. We can still do a little bit of shaping up here just to make it look a little different. And we're going to do that super easily by going right back to shape, to our super sphere. And I am going to do I mean, like that alone is kind of cool, but it's a little much. So we're going to bring the meta ball way down. Like that. Noise. This time we're going to remove these. Rude, Plum. Here I am working hard. Let's bring that way back down.
Bruh, don't worry about it. It's under control.
Jade is so happy. So happy that I made him into a meme. I already know what I'm going to be using for Aimses. I'm excited for that one. I'm going to use Sculpt here. Still haven't done it. I know I haven't done it, and I'm sorry. I've been busy. Plum made me go out and get her medicine. So, blame her. You need to know. Nobody knows. The only good thing about you saying that is it means you're not yelling at me as often. Egg on my face. What do you think, chat? I think the standing stone right here kind of works. And it kind of fits this vibe going on here. Good shot, Black Knight. I'm sure you had some time. No, I streamed until like midnight last night. I don't think you know what it's like to have to stream into the late hours of the evening. You're such an early bird. I keep being splatted. It's just not something you can relate with your big, fancy streamer schedule because you're a big, fancy professional streamer. You wish. Right, I do think the leaves, oh, I don't know. I think the most thing with the bushes is just make them a bit bushier and add in some like fences and stuff. Now, right now, the goal is to just add a bit more. A bit of shape here. I'm not trying to like make a big old custom tree thing. Just add some shape to make sure that these aren't too flat. Take these back. Wish you had two aims. Sorry, you can't. Hey, you. Just some shaping. And that's really it. I'm so happy I'm a streamer that gets to watch my partner flirt with other streamers. That's not the level of Twitch I was going for, but I got there. Chat, we did it. These just need to brighten up a bit, because these are supposed to be the bright leaves. I don't know how like detailed I'm actually gonna like make this. Outside of like maybe adding some I proposed. I take it back. Oh, you know what'll be nice? Some glowberries off this. 8 years too late? Thanks. Now you're here making sure I remember I'm old. Yeah, we do be not young. You're more than vintage? Thanks. I think? I'm unsure. That helps light that up a bit. Awesome. Mace is ancient. Hi, Eunice. I'm happy that's the first comment you've said to me in a while. Preesh. That's why I do low impact gaming like Minecraft. My knees can't handle high impact Apex Legends. I'm only as old as I act? Fantastic. In that case, I'm 5. What do we think? That was very quick, but I got that I don't think I'm displeased with it. Like as a way to just, because that was just dead space. I didn't know what I was going to do with it because it's mostly like 100, like almost entirely just to cover this here. This is a big opening in my base. Aging in creative jail. Oof. I know that feeling. See, if you see here, this just goes like straight down. Not quite the bedrock, not bedrock, deep slip, pretty close. And that's what I've done. I've brought it over, and I think I'm going to just bring the river over to it. Let the river, like, break the river here and let it flow down in. We're not using the space for anything else. I know that's too flat. I need to dirty that up, but I think this came along really nice. Might actually use something like this all the way around, maybe, out here. For as quickly as I was able to do this, I am not displeased. Super Sphere and Meta Ball. Whew, I didn't think it was going to be that powerful. Lucked out. I clicked in the wrong spot. All that happened, and here we are. Should I drop another one there? That's a question, though. So let's see. If I come back up to my stick. Loaded, unload, load. Chat thoughts? Who uses a stick for Lightmatica in 2024? Is there another way to use it? I thought the stick was like imperative. You just have to be very smart. You have to be careful not to keep it in this box or this box when you're using Axiom. You cannot have it in either parts of this of the hotbar because it will mess up with this. You can see I still have at the bottom. So you just gotta make sure you watch out for that. Never gonna touch one in survival. I mean, I don't really usually run around with sticks unless like it's something specific. And otherwise, I'm usually like having my rendering off because I'll very frequently leave like a big old schematic up knowing that I'm working on it bit by bit. What do we think, chat? Do we hate this? Do we like having to? Did you end up with sticks in your hotbars? Yeah. And I got to remember to go change it each time. But I'm not saying it's a bad idea. It's a great idea. Ames, give me an opinion. Should I do this? You like this? Yeah. I'm here for the lonely look. Says it looks good as well. I mean, that's good enough for me. Without that, the hill looks messy for no reason. I could see that. I guess if I was... Does it make more sense for... Ooh. Now here's the question. Before we completely settle on this, does it make more sense for the bigger one to be back here, or is that kind of overthinking it? What do we think? And I can bring that other one forward. Generic scroll to the bottom, replace Minecraft stick. Nice, I'll remember that. Because another place I was possibly going to put it was... I keep pressing the wrong button. Potentially over here. By the little fishing dock. You know, I actually have a few of these, so... Let's bring out all 4. This is what I was talking about, what I was able to do with the rock tool. Isn't it a little lonely? I think so. I'm a little burnt out on trees. I know trees would look great. I want to get some small ones. If Dino's in chat and you got a couple of tree blueprints you wouldn't mind me using as a template, please let me know. But otherwise, I'm stealing some trees from the server. But I want to get a couple of small ones. I already know I've got a couple of nether ones that are pretty quick for me to get some ideas up for. Droopy trees. I need them to be... I don't know, like... Droopy trees to me, I always think of like a willow. Like if I was still going to do... Like, oh man. One day, I am going to do a proper like farmstead type build. Like a Kansas farm. And I want a big droopy willow tree right in the middle of a wheat field. I don't know why, but I love that aesthetic. It's so Americana to me. You're going to end up with 200 plus... Eunice, girl, you want to be my best friend? I do want to, one of these days... Daily check-in, thank you. One of these days... I don't have a sound for that yet. I don't have anything set up for that yet. That's going to take a full weekend of me sitting down to do. Hey, Ames. You wanted to learn a bit of StreamerBot? Well, let me know what you're doing this Sunday. We can jump into a Discord call and hate our life together. Okay, there's that. Let me go to load. Yeah, right? You want to overall? Yeah, same. I want to get something like for my daily check-in set up. Oh, you were asking about Minecraft sounds. If you want, I don't know how much of Calvin's stream you've watched, but he uses a lot of them for his, and it comes out pretty nice, yeah. Have I loaded Riverside yet? I have not. So you can see I had these originally placed in areas already, because I was planning on using these to hide beacons. That's what, so like there's a hole that goes all the way through all of these. You can see that. Uses the level up sound. Yep, he uses that one. I want to get like a special sound for some things, but yeah. All right, let's go ahead and paste you. Let's... How do I select a placement? Schematic placements. Still learning some things. Schematic placements. One of the issues is I haven't named all of my schematics correctly because I didn't realize that I was doing it wrong until like way later. Super annoying. I kind of hate that a lot. All right, so now M. Nope. We're gonna do a box select. Grass, air, stone, air. We're just gonna quickly. Oh, right. All right, so there's one. Do a box select again, and we're just going to quickly peel away everything we don't need. Like all these warped blocks, because past me was dumb and a coward. Dirt, you're in the process of creating a new, mostly vanilla instance, and you want to use some of the mods that Robin used in the cottage pack, but you can't find them. So what launcher do you use, Ames? Do you just use the default launcher? Are you using Modrint? What you got? Oops, I forgot the wool blocks. Using CurseForge. Way too many. Yeah, that's fair. So one, I would definitely suggest making the jump over to Prism. It's not like there's a whole lot to set up. It's not complicated, but it is, in my opinion, it's a lot easier to use. Especially for mod packs and the like, because it works with CurseForge and Modrint. It doesn't care. You can tell it to search for updates on both platforms, and it'll just pick the one that's the most updated. Or you can tell it to like search for these updates, and it'll stick to Modrint, etc. Check Discord. Okay, give me a second. Shrink, 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 shrink. No! Oh. Hate when I do that. Give me 1 second, guys. Gen Minecraft. Did you get muted, removed, or whatever again? Mods and bots. Carl is still muting my stuff. You just switched to Modrint? I hear good things about it, but yeah. Let me... Carlbot, you pain in my butt. Absolute nightmare. I turned it off too, because like Ames was like, no, turn it off. Oh, I think that was just because it was a link. That might not have been Carlbot. I think that was just normal Discord and the channel stuff. Sorry. Directly to me? I see that. Yeah, I got you. I'm being called away. Give me one moment. Eunice, you should definitely make the jump to prison though, because it's got a cat button. Saying. And I found out I just lost my Christmas present. My brother sent me a letter. It was like the letter was nearly completely ripped open, and there went the Christmas present. That sucks. That's a shame. Yeah, I guess he sent me a Christmas, a little keychain, and that's gone. And I did get your message, Gino. Give me just a moment to get these cleaned up so I have them as templates.
Penguin 000 Road gifted 5 subscriptions.
Hey,
Penguin 000 Road started a new hype
you
train.
didn't need to do that at all. Welcome, Jinx. I like you came in just in time to become a sub. You didn't need to do that, though. Thank you. Same brain.
Sola Oriole gifted 5 subscriptions.
Sola. Sola, hey, welcome to the stream. What do you mean it's the least you can do? You gifted me like all of your
Jinx
viewers.
at 85 gifted 5 subscriptions.
Guys, we're peers. I can't pay you back for all that. Welcome to the stream, Sola. I wasn't like aiming for sympathies, you weirdos. That's insanely sweet, though. Mostly, I just want to know which one of your viewers, Ames, has used my my Mazery Blam 300 times on other channels. That's so bizarre to me. Hi guys, welcome to the stream. It's probably I don't use it that much. 300 times? That's a lot of times on other channels. I wanted to replace the wool. Then we're gonna shrink. Thank you, though. You've also used it. That's good. It's a fun emote. It is fun. See, that's the kind of rock shapes you can get with the rock tool. I've not actually. Well, you guys came at a good time. I'm about to learn how to use a blueprint. Do I have to pull that into a certain folder, Dino? Oh yeah, Dino just got access to all my emotes now. Config blueprints folder. Okay, easy enough. Blueprints. Axiom. All right, and then I just put it in there. Let's see. I'm hoping I don't have to. Won't locate itself the first time. That's fine. Control P. That got me nowhere. Yeah, Control P gets me nowheres. Hadn't noticed this. Yeah, welcome as a sub. Now you guys don't have to worry about like ads or anything. Maybe the stamp tool. Add blueprint. Trees. Hey, look. That's a lot of blocks. Oh, is that just a small blueprint of trees? That's all it is? That's plenty. Oh yeah, you got a lot of like, that's not survival friendly. At least the grass part isn't. Not as a subscriber. Shouldn't. Better not. What I really need to do is I need to do like a... I was thinking like a New Year's challenge where... Just a grass that's not friendly. Yeah. I was thinking of a New Year's challenge where I do a build a week, but I'm thinking of one just doing a tree a week and becoming like really good at trees. Because I've learned if you're really good at trees, you can make any landscape look good if you're really good at trees. And Calvin seems to have a lot of fun building the stupid, talented Calvin and Dino. So this isn't too dissimilar to something I was already thinking of using, so I'm going to keep this here. You'll be able to see moss blocks and azalea leaves to add grass. Yeah, it would be as easy, like, some of this grass is perfectly fine. You can see here. And it would get green. This is technically all desert. You use the glass. You're used to glass and color. Oh. That's me fighting internally to not use glass in my cliff. It's already complex enough. Bushy leaves. Yeah, I know Ames does the same and everything. I go back and forth on it a lot because it's not everybody uses it. So when I'm doing a survival build, I want to try to make sure it's something almost everyone can use. Knowing, you know, my jellyfish are armor stands and a big part of it, but yeah. The ones on the plateau are survival friendly. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Don't use glass, Maze. You dummy. It's already going to take forever to build all of this. Hype train ended at level 4. Thank you so much. So, where did I put those trees? Do I... Having the map mod for my for this is so nice. Wyatt Turkish Ugh? What's Turkish? Is it the emote was Turkish? I think that's because that's a Twitch one maybe, and it was it's localized. Your Twitch is Turkish. I think it's just localized for your location maybe. Here. We're gonna teleport here. So I made these fairly stylized mushroom looking things that I was going to try to hide lights in. You can kind of see I'm toying with like sea lanterns in there. Been English for ages. That one I couldn't tell you. I'm sorry. Yeah, that or your browser. Is the rest of your browser acting like that? Clone. The deep dark looking mushrooms. Thank you. Yeah. So kind of like a mushroom tree combo. This is theft. This was just a straight up theft. But it doesn't look as good as a cherry tree. As a cherry blossom tree. But yeah. It'll be gone tomorrow. Not a problem. Can I teleport and bring this with me? I can! Axiom, you goat. Confirm. Finish. But like finish, not Jade finish. Because I was thinking something like these, and one of the issues I was having was the size of my buildings, was making the scale of my trees real off. You got to be kind of careful with that. It's like these little ones right here. This one's a little, that was just kind of a thing I threw together, and it didn't come out as nice as I would have liked it to. But the scale of these, far better. So being able to drop it like over here or something. as such. And it helped light up a bit, but also just fill in space. And I think if I do this, it will help tie with this big skulk scar that I'm not really doing. Like, I don't have a lot of other skulk in my base. So I think it helps tie in with this really well. So I want to try to get a mix of those and some cherry trees going through here. The cherry trees, so I can still get the cherry blossom effect. Like, if I'm up here, it is pretty quickly everywhere. But the moment I'm a little far, like the moment I'm on the ground, it's nothing. So yeah, that's the hope. I can get this effect going throughout my base, plus some of these to help light up as just a unique mushroom looking tree. But I might do something a little different than this. I'm not sure. There's plenty of other mushroom shapes we could do. I'm getting very distracted. I started talking about mushrooms pretty quickly. But let's see, because if I do... What am I looking for? You like 2 birch trees? I'd love to see it. It's really inspired me. You're going to go through some kind of builder's block? Oh, you were going through That was me last week. I was just kind of like banging my head. I ended up playing a lot of Core Keeper because I was just like, I got all the smooth stuff down. I got all of this smoothed out, and I got this like up, and I was like, okay, I'm kind of happy with that. And then I knew I was gonna have to come in here and do this by hand. I'm procrastinating again. I'm gonna let Dino send me trees because that's gonna make things easier for me. Let me know. You should be able to send it in the link with my in that right channel. In builds and projects, my clips and stuff. Are you able to send the link there? And let's see that. You're gonna go since dinner's ready? Not a problem. If you do like my content, make sure, like Ames has been talking here the whole time. I know you already followed Dino, but she does a lot of really cute. I would say,
shout out to Penguin 0 Verl 0 Road.
You being a bedrock builder, her builds are going to be far more accessible, but they're fantastic. Like, I don't mean that in like a bad way. They're fantastic and wonderful and amazing, and they're very accessible. And her single player series is super fun, but she's also on the SMP with us. Because I know, like, not like doable on Bedrock, not as accessible if you don't have the tools. I really do like how messy this is. I don't. That's what I was looking at. I learned that if you take scale, if you build at a big scale, it hides. It's like people are like, ooh, that's really big. We will see you in the next one. That is true. And I would shout out everybody, but there's a time limit on it. Still didn't work. Like, I saw that it got updated and it was immediately removed. I don't know what's... that might be Discord removing links. Got to learn that stuff too. I feel like that's so big. So not that one. I got you, Dino. Thank you. Trees 2. Dino's gonna hack my computer, guys. As long as my builds are pretty, I guess that's okay. I'm thinking that might be it, or I need to pull that other one with the floaty bit down. Sending all of my malware. Thanks. I think, yeah, because of how small that one is, I think it's just throwing off the balance. I want the smaller one in the back. Disguised as builds. I get that. Oh, you're talking up on this. I could do that. I don't really have anything I'm throwing up here. This is just the entrance. I just haven't figured out what I'm doing. So you're saying like a big one here, and then I can messify around that too. I can do that. I think that, yeah, I think you're right. That might balance better. Let me grab this blueprint, and while I do, let me know what you guys think. 1, 2, or 3, the big one, the medium, or the smaller one on that hill Plum was just talking about. While I grab this. Not too tall, not too small, yet small in the other. If I added some foliage. All right. Yeah, you might be right there. And we can try to add some overhangy bits. A rock arch. Yeah. Yeah, I hadn't considered that. I want to say you come in out here, if I remember correctly. You come in out here and it kind of wraps you here. I could do like a rock arch right here, a vertical one. That's actually not too hard to get something kind of quick up. So all we need to do is this, bring this into the air and then down. And obviously we're gonna have to build some more, but not a catenary. I always do that. Something like this. And bear with me, because what we're going to do is... we're going to get this vertical line here. And then we're going to come here to shape. And I've really been enjoying Super Sphere with a strong metaball range. Look at that. Look at how just wonky that shaping is. Perfect. Bring this in a little there. No, that's a little too blocky. Eunice is onto something. Give me just a second, and we'll. This is what happens on me, but on a bigger scale. Like every single day, I get like 6 different projects that I'm working on, and I'm just. I pick away at all of them little by little. Eunice the goat. Rock arch or 2 rocks. Oh, you're saying like 2 fallen. So we have this, and I can just easily take that and pull it away over here. Or what you're suggesting is... let me see, shape. Found a reference pic. You're going to send it in the Discord? Awesome. I have got to figure out some of these Discord things. Mine is a nightmare of permissions. I have a Cliffs and stuff where Dino was showing me all of the wonderful colors I'm missing out on. If you're able to find that one. By the way, Ames, if you're still in the chat, Silent's wondering where to get a plushie of you, and I didn't even consider that looking like an Ames plushie. I should have gotten you one. Do you want to? We can go back. We can go back. I'll go back to the store tomorrow. I will send one to you if you want me to. That would happen. Maybe not this year. Every shop sells Ames plushies. It would not happen this year. Selling stuff is expensive. Oh, no. My Minecraft froze. No, it didn't. Super Sphere. Let's do cone. Height. I don't think that's going to work. You got an American address for you? I don't even have an IKEA where I live. That's how far away from everything we are. Tube. Oh, I wanted to duplicate it. Ha ha ha! And flip it. No. I had the big shark, the trans ally. You guys are weird. Ames, you want to hear a funny pun I heard earlier, though? So I walked into the forest that gives you multiple pronouns yesterday, and I made a big mistake. I touched the poison ivy, and now I'm itchy. Just sent. Not a problem. In the wrong channel. I see what you're talking about. That's rad. That's a pretty picture. Okay, so something like this, but vertical, maybe? 2 miniature statues. You are overestimating my skill. I'm already trying to rip off trees from you. Although that's a very pretty birch tree. I'm not going to lie. Look at this. Ah, this is how we know Dino is a huge B-dubs fan. I know this reference. Stonehenge looking. I don't know if I'm going for Stonehenge. And I don't have an easy way of like picking this up and rotating it. Is that because it's a different tool? Like it is I see Calvin pick bits up and rotate them all the time. Is that more of just a pasting a new shape? Because whenever I do it, it's always 90 degree angles. Meg Gray has a bunch of tutorials and statues. Yeah, I want to dip more into the art stuff, but I have this and the create mod pack thing, and 2 rocks and a rock on top. Yeah, that's what Plum sent. Like, what I can do is I can set it as a reference. Give me 1 second. Oh, it's titled literally Stonehenge. If I can press the right button. Reference image. Unlock position. Oh, okay. Give me a second. See? This is what Plum sent as a reference. Yes, I know what Stonehenge looks like. Yes. That could be something. I feel like if we do that, we kind of have to use a lot more rocks. Fine, but we'd be using a lot more of these rocks. A masterpiece. I wonder what it is for. Guys, my vibe is like, I like the idea of like these big stadium stones and some of the floaty bits. Real quick though, you guys did say you liked this one. At least Dino said, and that's a lot. I assume Dino speaks for all artists on the channel all the time. So if I make this selection, is there a way to unlock? Meg is your hero? Yeah. Cut. Well, if I'm going to cut, let me duplicate, bring this up, over, enter, and I'm going to reselect this one. Just so I have that one. I know I'm not messing with that since I just cleaned it up. If you're a fan of Meg, Uniz, did you watch her latest video breaking down that Axiom competition? Cut. Unlock rotation. My word, it's been right in front of me the whole time. Nope. Do it. So she did a video for the latest Axiom competition, and it's obviously it's Meg Ray. It's a really she's just kind of flying around saying like her points on different on the different builds. Calvin scored really high, so you're gonna be able to see his build. It's fantastic. But then you'll see no need for box select. How would you have selected it? But then if you're watching, you'll see Dino's build, who's in chat right there. He made it into her thumbnail. Yeah, I guess I could have done magic select. I just would have had to like do the whole like wiggly wavely. Yeah. Oh man, you need to follow his channel. I've already given him a shout out today. By the way, you got a new follower, Dino, so enjoy that one. No, change the select type to any. Okay, I will definitely check that out next time. So let's see, because I can also just bring this word down. Because we got to be careful not to make this too big. Everything in the cover looks great. I want to say in that thumbnail, it's the top left one. It's the one with the lady and the flower going into the trees. I have to agree with Meg, and she didn't go as far as I did. I would say Dino's color theory is probably like its top tier. He's still working on shapes, which I can't like. I'm nowhere near. So like that's imagine me criticizing Gordon Ramsay, and I like microwave 80% of my meals. But yeah, so like if you're comparing someone like Calvin, who I know you're familiar with, I would say Calvin. Godly with shape. His use of shape is great, and Dino is probably I would say Dino's on par, if not a little bit better at color. A lot of the tips and tricks he teaches me and or that I've passed to Calvin is color, and it's really good. This rotate worked out kind of well. Let's. The one downside to the rotate is I can't like rotate it back. Okay, so we're thinking like a stone archway here. I guess because in order to do that, I also need to know where I'm building my staircase, because this is like the entrance, and I don't 100% remember. Yeah. Gonna watch the video now, multitasking, not a problem. It's still a wild emote. I cannot believe that it's an official Twitch emote. You love that fish? Ad starts in like 3 minutes. But it's okay, guys, because like all of you are subscribers because of my amazing fellow artisans. I'm sorry I can't throw as much money as they can at things. Give me 1 second. I am going to do box select for one thing. It's almost 2 a.m. You're going to bed? Good night, Ames. Thank you again. And yeah, that's going to be your emote? Love it. You mean when you make affiliate? Oh, that's a bad idea, actually. When you make affiliate, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna sit on the arch idea. Let's go ahead and keep messing up. Yeah, let's keep messing up my cliffs. We'll sit on the arch idea because once these are messed up, it'll inform where we end up doing the staircase. And I really like how this came out, so I think I'm going to extend this into other places where I kind of don't want to do anything. Which would be areas like this, which just kind of go off into the ether. So I can, yeah, I can make it look interesting without actually having to put real work into it. Like over here, I might put another big rock and then just mess it up. Because what am I going to do with that space? I don't know like how many other houses I want to put in, if any. Like if I were going to, maybe one down here. I could try my hand maybe at doing a vertical version of the door. If I wrap this a little bit. Tree placing also helps with covering areas. You're too lazy to do. That's why I said, like, I need to get better with trees. I really do. If you're good at trees... Oh, the iron trap doors. That was a great idea. I feel like if you're good with trees, like, you start getting a real good idea of shape, color. Like, they're so versatile. Yeah. The builds in that video bring tears. Yeah, right? Right? Starting streaming, I started following people like Calvin and getting fully into the Axiom Discord, the bakery, all of it, and like I'm in like Blue Sky, like I follow all of the social medias and everything, and those builds never make it to it. Not really. You have to really search for these builds. It's wild to me how good they are, and it's a pain to like they're not out there. Okay, so if I have this, the magic select, to select this. Magic select solid. Oh! Absolutely wonderful. I think we are going to take this one, though. We're going to drop this one. I think we're right about the size of it. Now, we'll look. We might still do a big arch over here if I don't like... If we're not doing too much. But worst case, like if the arches just don't work out, if it ends up being a bit messy, then that's okay. Oh, so how I've been messing this up for anyone just jumping back in, not tube. Where's my super sphere? And we drop this and we just start playing with the range, really. And that's it. If I use the scale function yet. Yes. On that. This right here. This used to be... I built the original shape by hand. Very specifically, I did like this loop up to here. And a lot of this shape was by hand. So I didn't... Like, you can tell, like, clearly I had an idea of what I needed to do. Like, it needs to be bushy. You need to have, like, holes in it. You need to add detailing. Like, I had an idea of what I needed to do. I just... It's like I do now. I have a better idea of it now. But like, I knew the concepts, I just didn't know how to implement them. That's my issue with this tree. I know the concepts, I'm just getting better at knowing how to implement them, which is why I'm like 80% happy with it. I'm happy for what it is, which is my first real mega tree. But yeah, all of this was by hand. That's that blue one that's early in my series. And then I just went boom. And actually, and as I usually do, that right here, this bit right here is exactly that. This is what I did by hand. This is exactly that tree. It ended up getting reshaded. But, and I took out all those, like all the warped wood and everything. But if you look at that, that's all this is, but upscaled. And I kind of did the same thing. This is the same one, but flipped over upside down. It's just that, but flipped upside down, and I used the path tool to connect it. I'm pretty good at shortcuts. Auto shade? Yes, especially the trunk. So you can see I used the copper into mud, into spruce, dark oak, and muddy. And that was the palette. I was very happy that I came across the palette. And the sun was about up here, auto shaded it, and then I just had to go in and fix some things by hand. Like this was all copper because it didn't register that these were above it. So all of this I shaded by hand. I was like, that's gonna be super dark. Some of the spruce here I had to put in by hand. But yeah. And then yeah, for this, once I got the whole shape, I was like, okay, what do I want to do here? Because I know this is empty. I know that's not how trees grow, even a bonsai. So I put this huge thing in with the sculpt tool, and I just carved it right out. And actually what I ended up doing was filling it with sculk, carved it out, and there we go. Leaf shaping? Yeah. Yeah, and the leaf shaping is only because I know I'm comparing myself to Calvin, which is ridiculous. I've only really been building seriously for a few months. Whenever I started my channel is when I started building seriously. So I think I'm getting there pretty quickly, but yeah, I have a lot of work to do with it. And you can see I'm improving, like even here. I'm very happy with how quickly that came out. While over here is, and I got real messy here, and I just kind of get better as I move along. And it's been nice to see that progress. I don't know why I did that. I do need to turn that down. I mean, ain't we all a bit misshaped and nothing is ever... Yeah, that's true. I am still far happier with this tree than my first one. My first one was just not good. And I made a lot of, like, not just mistakes, but I made a lot of decisions because I was afraid of, like, going all in on it and showing how bad I was at the time. And I didn't know Axiom, which knowing Axiom has helped tremendously. Let's turn on the range so I'm not climbing up this house here. I think that's okay. Of a tree you tried doing yesterday? Yeah. All right, I think you can see it's a little smoother than it was over here. And we'll see how much do I want to, like, put something in there. I might just get in and darken that with some blocks, but I might also put a lot of work into it. This is stuff that no one's going to see. It just needs to look kind of messy. And I can also still go in and, like, hit it with bone meal to get grass and everything, which will help out tremendously. Same over here. Super Sphere has been absolutely goated, though. Oh, and it's rotated. Because, of course it was. Look at that shape. How about we have the cliff climb up here? Oh, that is just coming along so well. Look at that. All right, so I'd want this. Okay, yeah, if we increase the range by 1, like I'm still getting a little bit of weirdness here, and I can just carve that out in a moment. tried the welding tool. I've tried it here and there. Sometimes it works well, sometimes it doesn't. It never used metaball like this before. This one's actually working out a bit better. For over here, I kind of was doing the same. It wasn't with a super sphere. It was with just a regular one. So if you just go to sphere, and I do this, and I just kind of cranked up the range to right before it was connecting. So I think like a 6 maybe. You got to sometimes mess with the diameter and the range just to see if it was like until it was connecting. And you can see right here, I was getting some fun shapes, and I just go in and delete the ball. And that's what I was doing here to get these overhangs, these more randomized ones. And then I would go in with tools like sculpt or weld, blend, all of it, smooth in some areas. I was just hitting it with all the tools just to see, like, kind of like what you see with the rock tool, just over and over and over again until I got something that I liked. Which, like, we could probably do something like that here to get a bit of an overhang. Ellipsoid might turn out better for the flat walls. Yeah, maybe. Let's see. That's a lot of what I've been doing, though. It's just ellipsoid, supersphere, cylinder. Do I not have an ellipsoid because you know what we might do is cone? That's both kind of clean, but still kind of rocky. It's like these steps, but I can always carve that out. That might work. And this, I'm supposed to have stairs here anyways. It might actually work out for us. I think that might work out for us. And so I said it at the beginning of my stream. One of the struggles here is who has a who like starts to build like this. Like, I know exactly what I want these cliffs to look like. A sphere. Oh, I see what you're saying. I don't know why I was looking for a real tool. But like, who starts a build like this is like, I know exactly what I want these cliffs to look like. With that, I had an idea of what I wanted the shape to be. I just kind of messed it up with the big opening here. I wanted it to overhang over here. I should have like rotated the base, and you know, I know it better now. But I had a general idea of like the big beats of the build of what I wanted. This, I was just like, I just want it to look good, and it makes it a bit tougher to build. So what if we do this, and I just grab the sculpt draw, and I already have it to invert. Oh, because that's on a solid block. The exact image in my head with your skills, you cannot recreate it. I don't even have the exact image. That's my trouble right now. Smooth all that down a bit. Not that. Get rid of these. I think when I paint this, that's already going to get us pretty close. Noise painter. And let's go ahead and add our oak and our spruce. I've not been having the best of luck at this scale. Thanks for the alert, Plum. So at this scale, I've not been having a lot of luck with auto shade, especially because it's kind of a complex palette. We are going to turn down these. I am having a bit better luck with this threshold for sure, though. Let's turn up this a bit, tough a bit, because it's a bit more cliff. Let's see. You can see where it starts kind of becoming a bit rockier as we get up here, and then I want to see if we can't transition to this, being a bit more grass. Let's bring this up a bit more. I don't hate that. Look at that. Look how quickly we get some, like, an interesting shape. I just got to go in and clean it up a bit. Or, like, artfully dirty it, I guess. Never satisfies you? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that did almost instantly. I have no notes for the tree, but it was a very large object. It had a very clear, like, lighting pattern. Even the, like, all of the leaves, a lot of that was auto shade. I kind of cheated the detailing at the bottom, so I went straight to the top, and you can see glass as the brighter parts, kinda. A lot of leaves, and all of this was the shadows. Was all the darker pink blocks for shadow, and then all of the dirt, the mud, to simulate some trunk poking through. I think that worked out pretty well. But yeah, a lot of texturing. Right now I'm just trying to get, like, and then see what I can improve by hand, because I also have to just get this bloody build done, or I'm never going to get a video out. Right now, though, let's do... We're actually going to bring in some of the... What was it? The tree trunk turned out pretty nice? Yeah. The schematic for this will suck. A little bit. I'm going to see if I can't get creative with how I select everything. Thinking. Just do parts. I feel like doing parts helps a lot. Like, I could have tried gradient, but I just don't seem to be able to figure out gradient well. Like, I seem to have a miserable time with gradient. I really ought to make presets. But if I wanted, like, grass into moss into some tuff, the lasso select, that could work. Yeah. That could work where you're doing it, like, very, very carefully selecting where you want your noise. Let's see, that was tough and andesite at the top. Why not? See? Like, I don't understand gradient. And it feels like it depends on, like, where exactly I click. You see that, the difference? But, like, and I thought, like, okay, maybe if we start up here, matters how far you click, right? Right? Yeah. So, like, that's not terrible, but it's not great. I do like your idea for the noise painter. So, okay, we have this. So, like, if we do a lasso, I haven't done a lot of lasso select, so we know this is going to be a pretty bushy area. Oh, I don't actually know how to... enter. Or even if not, since everything's one block. Sorry, the caps lock. I thought you were just really angry about that. Yeah, we could definitely mask only the orange wool. But I can also do, because it's just the one block. I think Magic Select would be great if I was going in to recolor some of this. And maybe even some mask rules. I guess I'll just do this. We're gonna do that. Solid. That did about 100. I have a lot underneath it. If we take that. Like, I like noise paint. I think noise paint gets me pretty close. So if I wanted this up here to be bushier, we can just increase the amount of leaves we have. I have a lot going on with this andesite, the tough, and the stone. Let's remove and then re-add the moss. You can adjust the radius of a tool. Oh. You and I might have different keybinds. If you're using the Axiom keybinds, I can't do that. I'm using Blender. Mulberry, put in a search, buddy. Tools. I think this is just selecting tools in game. No, Gizmo. Basic, yeah. Okay. Just speed. You set it to sneak. Axiom and replay mod are why I finally switched back to switch, or not the shift. Adjust tool radius. There it is. Control right button. That's what it is. Cool. That's terrible looking. Guys. Block count. I've done that twice tonight. That's embarrassing for all of you people watching that. And andesite. Control right click, try using Veronic. Let's try Veroni edges. Yeah. And I mean, honestly, I think at this point, let me do this. Let me... Oh, because solid, not block. All right, so we do that. We do bring back out our noise painter. Super relaxing stream, bro. I'll have this on for the side while researching. Awesome. Welcome to the stream analysis. We're just slowly picking away at this cliffside that I've been working on the last week or so. Always happy to just provide a chill lo-fi vibe. I think the lo-fi is fitting this. The lo-fi playlist is fitting this vibe a lot more than my my standard go-to big mega playlist was. Into your bad build folder. I like how your bad build, do you know your bad build tree is like the best I could do if I was just trying to throw something up. You know what I'm missing here that would add a lot is that there cobble. A mossy cobble's been like goated this whole build cycle. because it blends so well into everything. Boom. Already looks better. All right, and then what we'll do is we're just going to go in and clean up by hand. But this does help. Already getting a lot of the colors and shapes in there does help. Rubbish build right there. The builds you do are better. Well, thank you. I can't say I'm super good at, like, especially small stuff. I'm hiding a lot with scale right now, and I'm getting better. Like, I know I'm not a trash builder. I'm nowhere near where I want to be. You know what we could do? Like, if I didn't want, like, you can see where it repeats here a little bit. That's where I could do my little rock tool trick. That is way too fat. Nah. Okay, maybe not. It's fine. I'm just bringing this back a bit, because I know the path needs to come, like, down here and into this. So the way I did that last time, we already have these steps. I can turn this back into stone. I'm already right there. And kind of make it look like it's carved out a little bit, maybe. So maybe the path does... Ooh, that wouldn't be bad. You walk right up here. And you kind of get this before turning down here. And how I was kind of doing that was with the path tool. Imagine Maze using the path tool. Not a curve, just a line. All we're doing is not a line, just a ROM spline. I mean, heck, this right there is already pretty much perfect. And I guess I'm just gonna, like, extend this out and make it look like that's built into the stairs. That's already pretty much a staircase down. I think that's fine. They don't have to all be like this, but that's how I made this one out. Is I started up here and I brought it out into the sky a little bit, and I just kind of followed down. And the fact that this ended up looking like it was built into the like some of it was carved out, complete serendipity. All right, let me take a quick, like, 5-minute break though. My wife's asking for some dinner, and since she pays my bills and is the only reason I can do this with you nerds, I'm gonna let the vibes keep happening, and I'm gonna be back in just a few minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and run my ad so it's out of the way, and thanks for hanging out through it if you do. Be right back, guys. Cool, I'm back after the ads. That's ideal. Ugh. And especially from a distance, that already looks pretty good. Let's get in here and get rid of some of that. Oh, that's what we were doing. We're doing this. Hope everyone stuck through. Analysis, if you're still in the chat, I'd love to hear what you're researching. Because I'm kind of a dumb dork, so I don't really research much of anything. I think it makes sense for some of this to be curated. Might keep this not as messy as this. I do need to blend all of this. I need to blend this part of the cliff, and obviously this little ridge line here needs to get blended into here. And that might straight up just be the meld. Dav, welcome back to the stream. Happy to see you. I hope you had a good time at Ames' stream earlier today. You're coming in just with us doing a bit more work. Put down a big tree and boom, fixed. Oh, put down a big tree where? Good stream, excellent. Or should I remove this and make it a big tree? Your next video. Oh, ooh, with planes. That's right on. So are you doing video essays? The parts I need to blend? Hey, you, shush. I'm not going to put a big tree in the middle of this. That would be so excessive. Trees are not the fix for everything. They kind of are, though. I want to say melt. No, melt just kind of destroys blocks. Yeah. Smooth, slope, elevation, roughen. Weld? Is weld what I want? Lord. Sort of a video essay informational thing paired with survival gameplay. Oh, that's right on. I think smooth might be what I'm looking for. Just to get rid of that's really all I'm looking for. Smooth to get rid of the very sharp and obvious. Yeah. I think that worked out pretty well. And then in here, we want to... Maybe this is where we weld? No, that looks like poo. Maybe this is where we drop some more shape? That is huge. I might honestly just go in there and fill this up by hand. Yeah, I'll fix that later. But yeah, smooth worked out right there perfectly. Smooth then increase the block ratio. Oh, yeah, you're right. I didn't really mess with that, did I? Oh yeah, that worked out a bit better. I lost one of my leaves here. That's too flat, so I'm not going to get a good thing there. A good call on that, for sure. right. That's what I was going to do real quick. Come up straight up to here. Big coding project you need to finish by the end of the week, and your brain is overheating. Welcome to me every day. But yes, I completely understand that pain. 110%. No, I think I want... Whoop. I meant to press B. Alright, that's one of the issues with this. That's so flat. Doesn't really need to be though. So let's extend this out a bit. I think I've asked you, Dina, what kind of coding project? Is it websites or like data, or there's so many different things? I'm gonna let you tell me instead of me guessing. Right now, I'm just kind of playing with some different shapes just to see what happens when I put blocks in places. Hi guy, hey, welcome back to the stream. Happy to see you tonight. Hope you're doing well. We're kind of doing what we've been doing, but we made some more progress since last night. Went ahead and got this little section wrapped up. I got to do this part down here, I know. But we added some mess up here that I think came out pretty well. I think that worked out. That's probably what I'm going to do for like the unused area of my bases. And then, yeah, we're slowly picking away at it. Website, you're learning HTML, Java, CSS. Really hard to get into a comfortable position. Yes, I can definitely understand that. I've been down that path and I shan't do it again. Looks good? Thank you. We're making progress. We're getting there. Be a tough block there. Made that look a little... Oh, that's not seen, so let's make that into a deep slate. Let's see. Actually, if I do like, oop. If I bring this up here like this, and drop a lantern on it. Oh, actually, I have a lantern right there. Very simple. Got a little landing right here. Another landing right there, and then all right, so let's see. Like a pond or stream with stairs that are waterlogged and the barrel stacked will also help fill the air. That I agree with, yeah. I was thinking maybe a little water feature up here wouldn't look bad. Maybe. Of course, we have this big lake pond thing. I was going to add a little, I think right here where the path goes, just a little like jetty for fishing or something. I was thinking like I could even do like an armor stand thing with fishing. That would help look really good. If I did that, yes, I will probably have to put a tree right here. I don't think another one of these rocks would look as good as a tree would. I go back and forth in how much I want to worry about eyesight, or line of sight and whatnot. As long as I'm not blocking the bulk of the build, as opposed to like also making it look like this is a place that people live. People usually don't live in paintings. A frog pond? Yeah, that'd be a great idea, actually. Especially over here. I think some lily pads. If I get a droopy tree right here. Dino's been wanting me to make a droopy tree for a while. Lots of bamboo, because bamboo is great. There's a reference there. But yeah, actually, bamboo, I think, would work really well here. I hadn't thought of that. I do have some small trees made out of primarily bamboo that I've used in the past. I'm on my work. Yeah, we might look at something right here. That'll be another copied plot. And yeah, there's gonna be a lot of iterations of me trying to select everything and pull up only kind of what I need for the schematic, because like there is so much of like unnecessary blocks underneath that I don't need on the schematic. That'll be interesting. You need to head out, sadly? Not a problem, Dino. Thanks for hanging out as long as you did, though. Always great to have you. Have a great day. Good luck with your project. Dabbing out. Like it'll look a bit messier. That doesn't really work though. It just looks like it's currently like it's just that one doesn't let you go up, but this one does. That might be okay. Let me do the trapdoor trick here. Give me railings. Eunice, what have you been up to today? Are you just using me as a good excuse to procrastinate your next build? I'd love to hear about it. I'd love to see what more you have planned out for your current base. I gotta explain. I'm sorry. It's because I'm very familiar with it. I've been there a lot. A lot. I'm still, hey Tie-Dye, I'm still working on cliffs, and right now this staircase, I just kind of want it to not look too boring, but you know, still be usable. Maybe having a bit of it be like a little like that, where it's like a rock coming out that you kind of have to walk around it. That might work out. I think that's okay. I think it's okay to have like some of this come out a bit, and we're gonna do that. You think you're doing good? Thank you. Cannot do building. I kind of do what I do, which is just fail a lot. You'll get there eventually. Yeah, since it's supposed to be like built into the rocks, I think it makes sense that some of the rocks kind of just get in your way and you got to walk around them. And that's okay. And what we're going to do here. Yo, that build, Eunice, I'm not going to spoil it on stream, but that's so good. I'm hyped. I might for your next episode. I want you to understand you dropped the single most like well responded to episode in the server, period. And then it kind of disappeared. What a mystery. So I'm so hyped. Like, I hope it doesn't wig you out. Like, no, so much to live up to. It's just like, it's fantastic. You did great. We're all very excited to see what your next video is. All right, I think that works. Of course. All right, and I think. What if I do this? Only ever goes down. I mean, don't tell me that because my first episode's my worst by a lot. Nope. From what you've seen on big creators, some kind of like spark and then flicker out, but then you got like Jade very suddenly got to like busted through 1.5 thousand subscribers or whatever it was. So I don't know. I think every creator's journey is a little different. Like obviously there's sometimes there's a good trend, but yeah, I think that worked out. How's it? It still like look like it's connected to everything. Yes. I can put something right there. Videos do blow up. Yeah, like I just hit the 1,000 mark on my flashback tutorial. I definitely need to do more tutorials for that. I have no excuses. I have no excuses. Man, even the moment I put this in, that brought everything together so well. That's already a huge improvement. I don't know if I'll be able to fit a whole like thing over it, a whole archway. But yeah, that's a strong start. I think what I might do is keep just doing these big splotches, get a lot more shape going on through the whole thing, and then go in and see where I want to like really pay attention and like clean up manually. So I'm not spending another full week doing like each individual, like it sounds great for a movie. I did this all by hand, but boy, it's not time efficient. I really like how this came out though. That really came out better than I thought it would for what I did. Once the trees are in, I do agree with that. Yeah. Yeah. Especially since it did turn out nice. Yeah. Yeah, I do agree. I like the idea of these mushroomy trees. I think this is a bit too much of a... One of the downsides is it's skulk. Let's see, what... I think the next time Dino's hanging out, I'm going to have him look at the trees, and we're going to... Like, I can take take a crack at it. Might steal the palette. The blues for these? Oh, yeah. No. Cyan's getting there, and gray. And black does it as well. Black kind of just hides things. Cyan pops a bit though. Whoops. What's the sculpt trees for? So the idea behind them is to help. I mean, that adds a bit of pop of color that I think is sorely needed, and it helps shape it a little bit. That's gonna be tough. That's gonna be a tough one because the idea I would like, my brain were better. You can see here, like for Dino's birch tree there. Look at that, where he's using the glass panes for color and shape. But because these aren't as complex of a shape, it's a little harder. I might get him to help me out with that, see if he's up for it. But the sculpt trees, the idea is to, one, just add another kind of plant life here. So, you know, trees help tremendously with that. Oop. I'm gonna have this finished by the night. But also, because you see the big scar here of skulk that I have, I kind of want to help bring that into more of the build. So I thought, you know, little skulk trees would be a good start for that. Would really help it out. That already doesn't look terrible, though. I think I'm on to something there. I know candles, cyan. See, it just adds even a little bit there. Oh, Raerie's gonna love that I did that I tried this. I think it's gonna be too green. That's way too green. Nope. From all green natural to the fantasy looking plants. I think in some parts I just won't. How about candles? Yeah, I'm brain cell. You like the skull confection kind of? Yeah. But you can see here, I already had a bit of warped. I think just bringing this in, just bringing in some warped is all that's really needed. Warped looks great. It gives you a little pops of color anyways. Which, speaking of, I kind of needed, kind of like what I did here. I really liked the glass and the candles and how that worked out. I want to make sure I can find similar tricks for the grass here to make this all look really good. Yeah. Yeah, but I think candles are a start there too. You got to see the pops of color there. Yeah. But of course, I'm also, as I've said, getting better with it's kind of messy, but it's good. It's a tester tree. I'm getting better with Axiom every day, so I might look at these again and turn them into more of a mushroom shape, but with the warp stem. Such a great detail block. They are goated for sure. They are ridiculously good for what they are, especially because they come in with so many colors, all the colors, and you can do just the one. You can stack them. They can float. They're not affected by gravity. I know I will be using candles on this, so set to midnight. Candles are going to be a big part of how I light this up. Just a good old-fashioned brown candle. I did try brown mushrooms, but sadly none of my blocks will work. There is one thing in here, skulk. You see right now nothing's lit up, but Sculpt Catalyst will actually produce light. So if I find a block that's like this, I can do that. Might even be able to do it like that. No. Calvin using his falling leaves, candles and glass panes. Absolute champions of the building world. Yeah, you can barely even tell it's lighting anything up, but it does. Barely even tell. But that plus, of course, candles. So like if I'm over here where that really wouldn't work, I'm gonna do that. And from a distance, you can barely tell. Gotta go get some dinner? Absolutely. Thanks for stopping by. Always happy to have you on the stream, hanging out. Have a great dinner. Of course, I don't even need like that many. You just do the one. Especially back in areas like this. Yeah, I'm going to be using candles to light up a lot. A lot of candles, buttons, trapdoors, stairs. I got to make sure this is as mob-proof as I can be. So I can stop having creepers drop on me. That'd be great. Obviously, 90% of this is leaves, and it's lit up by frog lights inside. So that's fine. It's the trunk that's the problem. We're slowly getting this lit up, which is great. Let's see. Yeah, I really want to learn more trees. I actually kind of like building trees. It's just that one was so much. And I've seen Calvin building trees and I'm like, oh, that's a lot to live up to. But I do want to learn. Okay, yeah, right. I'm remembering. Next phase. Well, I got to dirty this up too. I missed a spot. So let's do shape, our super sphere. Is an insane range for what we're doing. Maybe not that. Oop. I meant maybe not that. Maybe we do smooth instead. That kind of worked out perfectly. Smooth this down a bit? No. How about distort this? And what we can do is noise paint just a little. That worked out. And that worked out. If I have any criticisms over here, well, I guess it makes sense that the leaves kind of start there, but let's see. Yeah, let's let this be a little rockier. Maybe some small patches of leaves here and there, but not like that. So what we're doing right now is we are just kind of coloring this up a bit. Adding a bit more behind it. Let that look nice and dark. Depth, exactly. Of course, some of this is just way too blocky. So we're going to just shape it up a bit. One thing I can do here, because we have the type replaced, we can just kind of brighten and darken as we want. So I think that should be brighter, and then that could be a bit darker. Let's bring that down. I don't actually think I'm a huge fan of all those leaves there. Actually, how type replace? Yeah, so all you got to do, you go into the options here and you see type replace on. Usually it's off by default, but the on allows you to, so like obviously a deep slate doesn't have wall type, stone doesn't have wall type, but cobble does. So I could just come in and do this. And of course, andesite does as well. So as long as it's that block, if it's like a stair, it'll replace it. But if it's just the block, it'll replace the type. Yeah. I need to bring that up. I just don't want it all the way down here. Yes, I agree. Of course. I'm all about sharing little tips and tricks because Lordy knows I use them as much as I can. This, we just gotta do that. I'm not gonna actually put a glowberry on that one. I want to do like that. Put a trap that there. I think a fence gate there. Let's see. Get just a really small one here that doesn't look too terrible. At that point, I'm just placing it by hand, so no. My notes, I'm using moss as my filler because that's going to be really easy to get in bulk. We have a couple of moss farms, and I'm just going to ask somebody really, really kindly to let me just rip through it. I do mossy walls. I think you connect the. Yeah, that's not bad. I don't like all of this being down here. Keep trying to press magic select without having axiom up. Cleaning up all the lighting in there is going to be a pain in my butt. And it's not a chore that I want to tackle. Ooh. Turn this into a wall. Break you. We're gonna put big old deep slate block back there. I'll let you just kind of grow as long as you like to be. Live your best life. Oh, I'm gonna be resisting the urge now that it's been like put into my brain because I remembered it. I'm gonna have to keep resisting the urge to go in and use candles and glass in this place. That duplicated some blocks it shouldn't have. I think about using azaleas just to like add a bit more. They kind of come with their own depth built in. Let's see, and then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do the same thing over here. Back our deep slate to two. The ever-gutted walls. Spruce trap doors. Why not? Some glow lichen. Make these walls. Means we want to do a cobble deep slate right there to keep that shadow. And this just to kind of change the noise on, so it doesn't look like one big block of moss like that one does. Also, you know, benefit of lighting things up. I didn't even realize I did that. I think I'm missing a little trapdoor here. So let's do this. Like a berry. So we did that. We'll come up here. We can get our chain and a lantern. Ta-da! Lanterns always make something look cute. Lighting that up is probably going to be me just like hiding stuff underneath moss carpets and everything. That doesn't have to happen right this second. But I would say, like, we can smooth out this to make it like integrate more in. These obviously like where my lips were, but I think that works out for now. You know what? That was accidental, but I'm kind of digging this. I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna go to tools, and we are going to make our min brightness maxed out so I can see. I don't hate this big scar being here. Oh, right, I remember what this is. It's kind of making space. Making a bit of space is all. The underneath of this thing is gross. So this is going to turn into like where the water goes, just underneath. But as for this here, I think what we're going to do is we're going to use the modeling tool. That's the rock tool. We're going to use the modeling tool. So I can fill this out without having to think about it too much. Flat surface. Bam. How's that look? Ooh, that came out a little better than I thought it would. So that's what the modeling tool does, and it's a pretty rad. I'm going to be able to kind of just... So I want to move this right up onto this surface. How's that look? What's that do for me? Bring that up there. Crack in the wall. Yep, yep. Ooh, I actually just had an idea for this. What if we take this one? What if we just do straight up a replace? We're gonna replace this. And we just don't explain it. I think that worked out better than I thought it did, and I barely have to do any work on this. Yeah. Yep, yep. All I do is make sure I don't have any holes patched in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn on our no clip. we're not going to extrude. We're going to bring this back one, confirm. Confirm. Yep. Confirm. I pressed the wrong button again. Keep doing that. This confirm was the right click. That's why I keep messing that up. I think that's kind of rad. Yeah. And if we do figure out a way to like shape this with glass and candles, then, you know, I might add that as a bit more detail in here. But even just as this, that's kind of cool. I might reuse that idea a little elsewhere. But that darker edges, yeah. Yeah, I do agree with that. We'll come in and let me turn off the no clip. Oop. Oh, I see. That's fine. Do that. We're gonna want to make. Oop. Yeah. That's cool. I didn't even consider using Skulk like in the cliffs, but that actually brings that in, and it will bring in the lore for the other trees / mushroom things a little bit better. And yeah, even just that bit of deep slate in there really helped out. Good call, thank you. Yeah. I don't know how much more I'm going to do with that right there. I'm pretty happy with how quickly that turned into something awesome, though. That might just be a little bit of manual work. But all right, let's keep working around. So I can try to get some more shape in before I have to call it for the night, because... Lord, how long? Ooh, like 3.5 hours of just... this. Actually, I just about hit 7:30 here, which means I haven't eaten dinner, and I haven't eaten since breakfast. And hi, Cooper. I didn't realize my puppy was behind me. That's my puppy, Eunice, not the big wolf blanket. But this guy. Hello, little man. You seem to be sleepy. You smell like a puppy. Yeah. Let me see if Calvin might be streaming or somebody else. We'll see if we can raid somebody. And my 1 million viewers would all be disheartened and sad to see me go, but Well, we'll have to survive through it. Look, I got 2 cats out there, and they're both comforting my sick wife, so... You know. Hey, Jinx. I was actually just looking at C-dubs, but, who's Sherbert? Or are they the same person? Is C-dubs the one that Ames rated, and, because they were doing, like, that 48-hour stream? No. No, C-dubs. He's from, the bakery. I know him. He's in Calvin's scene a lot. That's why I'm following him, because Calvin shouted him out. Tree building on the bakery. Great. I'm so happy we're coming from my terraforming to somebody who builds in the bakery. Jerks. Yeah, we're gonna go raid C-dubs. Thanks, guys. We're gonna go raid C-dubs. You're right. This is a nice tree. Hate myself. That's a it's a droopy tree. Don't tell Dino I did this. But we're gonna do it. All right, you guys. Well, thanks for hanging out as long as you did. Thanks for all the talks. Used to be on Autocraft. That makes sense. All right, the raid's gonna start soon. So y'all have a good one. Night.